Many people, including you, don't know what the hell creatinine is, right? And why do every doctor and the people who have suffered from kidney problems talk about it so much? Younger people even try to ignore it, not because they don't care, but because they don't have proper information about creatinine. And when we researched it, we thought to make a separate video totally focused on creatinine levels, why knowing about them is important, and everything about creatinine we're about to cover here. So take a deep breath, sit back, and let's start together. What creatinine really is. Well, creatinine isn't some strange chemical that suddenly appears when something goes wrong. It's a normal waste product your body creates every single day. Whenever your muscles use energy, they rely on a compound called creatine. And once that energy is spent, creatinine is left behind. That process happens constantly. Whether you're exercising, walking, working, or simply resting, your muscles are always producing small amounts of creatinine. That means everyone has it in their bloodstream. It doesn't matter how healthy you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. Creatinine is part of being alive. The real issue is never whether creatinine exists. The real issue is how well your body is removing it. That job falls almost entirely on the kidneys. Healthy kidneys act like precise, non-stop filters. Blood moves through them all day, every day. They hold on to what your body needs and flush out what it doesn't. Creatinine is one of the wastes meant to leave through urine. When the kidneys are working well, creatinine levels stay balanced without effort. When filtration begins to slow, even a little, creatinine starts to collect in the blood. Not because your body suddenly made more, but because it wasn't cleared efficiently. That's why doctors pay attention to this number. Creatinine doesn't rise randomly. It quietly mirrors how well the kidneys are doing their most basic and essential work, keeping your blood clean. And for now, let's talk about the truth about normal creatinine ranges. Most lab reports place a bold line next to creatinine and label it normal or high, as if one fixed number applies to everyone on the planet. In reality, creatinine has never worked that way. What's considered normal shifts from person to person. Age matters, sex matters, body size matters, muscle mass matters. Someone with more muscle naturally produces more creatinine. Someone smaller, older, or has less muscle may produce much less. That's why a range exists instead of a single perfect number. And that's also why two people can have the same creatinine result while their kidneys are functioning very differently. This is where confusion usually begins. Athletes and people who train hard often see slightly higher creatinine levels simply because their muscles generate more waste. Their kidneys may be working just fine. On the other hand, many older adults have less muscle, which means they produce less creatinine to begin with. Their blood levels can look normal even while kidney function is quietly declining. This is one of the most dangerous misunderstandings in kidney health. A number can sit inside a reference range and still be wrong for you. That's why doctors don't read creatinine in isolation. They compare it to your body, your history, and your trends over time. One result is a snapshot. Understanding comes from the full picture. What rising creatinine actually means inside your kidneys. When creatinine begins to rise, it isn't just a number changing on paper. It reflects something physical happening inside the kidneys. Each kidney is packed with millions of microscopic filters designed to strain waste out of the blood. When they're healthy, blood moves through them easily, and waste products like creatinine are removed without difficulty. But when these filters become inflamed, scarred, damaged, or stressed, they lose efficiency. Blood still passes through, but less waste is cleared. Creatinine starts staying behind, circulating longer than it should, slowly building up in the bloodstream. As filtration slows, pressure inside these tiny filtering units increases. Waste products linger. Chemical balance becomes harder to maintain. But the kidneys don't scream when they struggle. They compensate. They quietly work around damage. Large portions of kidney function can be lost before anything feels wrong. That's why rising creatinine is often discovered on routine blood work instead of through pain. Symptoms usually lag far behind the process itself. By the time swelling, fatigue, or appetite changes appear, the kidneys have often been under strain for a long time. A climbing creatinine level is not the problem itself. It is evidence of a system working harder, filtering less, and absorbing damage long before the body gives any obvious warning. When a creatinine level becomes a real warning. Not every elevated creatinine result means something serious is happening. Doctors expect some variation. Normal ranges themselves already shift, depending on sex, age, and muscle mass. In general, many labs place normal creatinine levels, roughly around 0.7 to 1.3 for men and 0.5 to 1.2 for women. Mild elevations often fall just above that, usually between the low ones and under about 2. Moderate elevations tend to sit higher, and severely elevated levels usually move beyond 4. But these categories are not verdicts. They are reference points. A mildly elevated number can appear after dehydration, illness, medications, or intense exercise. A severely elevated number raises a stronger concern. Yet even then, doctors never judge the situation by the label alone. What truly matters is behavior over time. A single high reading, especially after heavy sweating, poor fluid intake, or hard physical work, may not mean immediate danger. But a creatinine level that stays high, keeps rising, or jumps quickly demands attention. Persistent elevation suggests that filtration is no longer keeping pace. Rapid increases raise concern for active injury or sudden stress to the kidneys. That's why repeat testing becomes critical. Doctors watch direction, speed, and pattern, often alongside measurements like eGFR. When creatinine continues to climb instead of settling back down, concern turns into responsibility. At that point, the focus shifts from watching to investigating, protecting kidney function, and preventing further silent damage. Well, let's look at common reasons creatinine goes up. A higher creatinine result doesn't automatically mean the kidneys are failing. Many everyday situations can temporarily push the number upward without causing lasting harm. Dehydration is one of the most common. When the body doesn't have enough fluid, the blood becomes more concentrated, and creatinine appears higher than it truly is. Heavy physical activity can do something similar. Intense exercise breaks down muscle at a faster rate, creating more creatinine for the kidneys to filter. Short-term illnesses, especially those involving fever, vomiting, or diarrhea, can also strain filtration briefly and cause temporary rises. Diet and medications play a role as well. Eating a large amount of protein increases the waste load the kidneys must clear. Certain antibiotics, heart medications, and anti-inflammatory drugs can interfere with kidney filtration for a time. Even imaging tests that use contrast dye can affect creatinine levels. In these situations, the kidneys may be stressed, but not permanently damaged. Once hydration improves, the illness resolves, or the triggering factor is removed, creatinine often settles back toward baseline. This is why doctors rarely react to one abnormal result. They look for patterns, repeat tests, and context. Understanding these common reversible causes prevents unnecessary panic and keeps attention focused on what truly matters. The dangerous causes people often miss. While many creatinine changes are temporary, some causes are far more serious and often develop quietly. Chronic kidney disease is the most common. It doesn't arrive suddenly. It builds over the years as the kidney's filtering units slowly lose their function. Diabetes is one of its strongest drivers. High blood sugar damages tiny blood vessels inside the kidneys, reducing their ability to clean the blood. High blood pressure works the same way, placing constant strain on delicate filters until scarring forms and filtration weakens. Autoimmune conditions can also attack kidney tissue directly, creating inflammation that disrupts how waste is removed. Long-term habits and exposures add to the risk. Frequent use of certain painkillers, especially when taken daily over long periods, can injure kidney tissue. Some antibiotics and heart medications place additional strain on filtration when used improperly or without monitoring. Environmental and occupational toxins can quietly accumulate damage over time. What makes these causes dangerous is not only their severity, but their silence. Kidney decline often produces no early pain, no dramatic symptoms, and no obvious warning. Creatinine may be the first sign that damage is underway. That's why persistent elevation deserves respect. It may be the only visible signal of a process already reshaping kidney function beneath the surface. Why doctors never judge creatinine alone. Did you know creatinine is powerful, but it was never meant to stand by itself? Doctors use it as a doorway, not a destination. One of the first things they often calculate from it is something called the estimated glomerular filtration rate, or eGFR. This number helps show how efficiently the kidneys are filtering blood. Two people can share the same creatinine result while having very different eGFR scores, depending on age, sex, and body makeup. That's why eGFR often gives a clearer sense of actual kidney function than creatinine alone. Beyond that, doctors look at what's happening in the urine. Protein in the urine can signal damaged filters long before creatinine rises dramatically. Blood or abnormal sediment can point toward inflammation or structural issues. Blood urea nitrogen, or BUN, adds another layer by showing how well waste products are being cleared overall. Imaging studies, such as ultrasounds or CT scans, can reveal blockages, stones, shrinking kidneys, or changes in structure. And perhaps most importantly, doctors compare results over time. Online charts offer static ranges. Medicine looks for movement. Patterns, speed of change, and combinations of findings reveal what single numbers cannot. This broader view is what turns lab data into real understanding. Symptoms that often appear after damage starts. One of the most dangerous things about kidney decline is how quietly it unfolds. Early damage rarely announces itself. Most people feel completely normal while filtration is already weakening. When symptoms do appear, they often come slowly and can be easy to dismiss. Fatigue is common, not the kind that disappears with sleep, but a deep, dragging tiredness. Swelling may show up in the feet, ankles, hands, or around the eyes as fluid balance shifts. Urination patterns can change. Some people notice foamy urine, a darker color, or the need to go more often, especially at night. As waste products remain in circulation, other systems begin to feel the strain. Appetite may fade, nausea can appear. Skin may itch or feel unusually dry. Thinking can feel slower. Focus becomes harder. Shortness of breath and irregular heartbeat can develop as fluid, and electrolytes drift out of balance. What makes these signs dangerous is not only their seriousness, but their timing. They often emerge after meaningful kidney function has already been lost. Waiting for pain or dramatic symptoms is a mistake. By the time the body complains loudly, the kidneys have usually been struggling quietly for much longer. What actually helps? Stabilize or lower creatinine. When creatinine is elevated, the most important step is never guessing. Doctors focus first on identifying what's driving the change. From there, real improvement often comes from simple but consistent actions. Hydration is one of the most overlooked. Adequate fluid intake supports blood flow through the kidneys and helps waste leave the body more efficiently. Blood pressure control is just as critical. High pressure damages kidney filters over time, and stabilizing them can significantly slow further decline. For people with diabetes, keeping blood sugar within a healthy range is one of the strongest protections the kidneys have. Medication review also matters. Some drugs strain kidney filtration or alter creatinine readings. Adjusting doses or switching medications under medical guidance can reduce unnecessary stress. Diet plays a supportive role. Many people benefit from moderating protein intake, reducing excess salt, and choosing foods that support stable blood pressure and blood sugar. These shifts don't cure kidney disease, but they reduce workload on damaged filters. And perhaps most importantly, monitoring continues. Follow-up blood tests, urine testing, and occasional imaging allow doctors to see whether creatinine is stabilizing, improving, or continuing to climb. Control doesn't come from quick fixes. It comes from understanding, steady adjustments, and consistent follow-through. The line where you stop guessing and call a doctor creatinine becomes a medical issue when it stops behaving like a temporary fluctuation and starts acting like a pattern. If levels remain elevated across repeated tests, that alone deserves professional evaluation. Rapid increases over a short period of time are even more important. Sudden jumps can signal acute kidney stress, infection, obstruction, or medication-related injury that needs immediate attention. Abnormal urine findings, such as persistent foaminess, blood, or significant changes in output, should never be ignored. These signs often appear alongside rising creatinine and help reveal what kind of strain the kidneys are under. Symptoms also change the timeline. Ongoing fatigue, swelling, nausea, appetite loss, shortness of breath, or mental fog combined with abnormal creatinine results point toward functional impact. Family history matters as well. People with relatives who have kidney disease, diabetes, or severe hypertension carry a higher risk and benefit from earlier evaluation. This is where kidney specialists become important. Early nephrology care is not a sign of failure. It is one of the strongest tools for preserving kidney function. The earlier causes are identified and managed, the more working kidney tissue can be protected. How to avoid creatinine spikes and protect your kidneys. Long-term, avoiding creatinine problems isn't about chasing perfect numbers. It's about reducing everyday pressure on the kidneys. Hydration comes first. When fluid intake is steady, blood moves through the kidneys more easily, and waste clears with less effort. Chronic dehydration quietly concentrates the blood and forces these filters to work harder. Blood pressure control matters just as much because high pressure slowly scars delicate kidney tissue. For people with diabetes, stable blood sugar is one of the strongest protections available. Control also means removing unnecessary strain. Long-term painkiller use, unreviewed medications, and excess protein or salt increase kidney workload over time. Creatinine is not a sentence, it's a signal. A quiet message about how well your kidneys are coping with the work you ask of them every day. Ignoring it can cost years of healthy function. Respecting it can protect what you still have. Blood tests don't exist to scare people. They exist to give time, clarity, and options. If this video helped you understand that, make sure to like it, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more grounded health content. Small actions taken early can change long-term outcomes. Understanding creatinine is not about fear, it's about keeping control intact. Thanks for watching and staying with us.